Hello, I want to talk some more about the Louis Theroux video that I've just shown to you on my blog. The thing is, there's a physicist who's involved in believing that an Indian guru materializes watches somehow, Rolex watches, through tapping his foot. And, Louis Theroux wonders how he could have got to such a position that he would believe in such things, and asks him whether he's been through any sad experiences. And I have to admit, not only did I study classics at Aberdeen University for a while before transferring to York University, but I had a 12-year-long affair with the classics teacher that taught me about Nisus and Euryalus, and as his mistress. He was my teacher, and he was married to my English teacher at the time, and I started going out with him when, well, some people would have said he started grooming me when I was 14 because I did Latin and ancient Greek with him, and I very much enjoyed the lessons and I was very good at the subject. But you see, I'm just trying to explain how I might have ended up writing a letter to the FCO about Nisus and Euryalus, because I was trying to... The classics thing was obviously a bug with me because of what had happened with him. The Nisus and Euryalus thing was a big bug with me because what's happened since is that I seem to have been with a load of deranged boyfriends who all turn out to be gay, and that I'm absolutely sick of that. I don't have anything against them at all, but I think from the time that I was a mistress, the idea is that I want to be central to someone's life, and I really get so jealous if I'm not, both sexually and emotionally. I've got to be the centre of someone's life and have them as the centre of mine. But not only that, but the medication I've been on has literally made me sexually dysfunctional for absolutely ages. And because I haven't been in a relationship, then there's been no other person complaining about that. So they haven't taken any of my complaints about it seriously. And that is a shame as well, but that provides a further bug why I should be further cross about Nisus and Euryalus, if you know what I mean, and cross about the affair that I had so many years ago that I haven't had a chance of having any relationship so close since, really. Yes, I was a mistress, and he used to buy me clothes and take me out to restaurants. I was very impressionable. I was only in my late teens to start off with, and that sort of thing seemed attractive to me at the time. But not only that, but a year ago I did have a boyfriend that was interested in me, just out of nostalgia, because he was an old boyfriend. An old boyfriend of mine, not an old boyfriend in your age. He's about the same age as me. But the thing is that I was completely sexually dysfunctional, and he didn't. I tried to tell him, and he didn't believe me. He kept on making excuses for me. And again, I have got some sort of mental illness, whether it's from what's happened in the past and muddles up emotionally or what. I do often career off at a tangent. Well, not often, but sometimes. And I'm sometimes capable of being completely wrong about things. And he started making excuses for me, knowing some of what had happened in the past and saying I had PTSD, but it isn't post-traumatic stress disorder. It's something different from that. But he started on about leadership as well, and so I suppose I was trying to be a kind of leader by contacting the FCO and trying to state my credentials as someone who is able to spot things. You know, it's all perfectly logical and explicable, and sad, actually. It's sad that I should be capable of such gross mistakes, and to have even forgotten all the Virgil I studied at university at Aberdeen. I mean, but that is just my style, you know, like I used to cram for exams and tests and stuff and be able to pull things out of the bag and loads of ideas out of the bag. But as far as remembering things a few years later, I'm afraid I've got very little chance. The only thing I can remember much about the Aeneid is Dido, because my boyfriend did used to go on about Dido, but I mean, mostly I do remember Propertius and all the Latin poetry, Catullus and everything. I do remember all that lot, and I am thinking of trying to do some sort of poetry that reflects that in the modern age. So that's a project that I am hoping to get on with sooner or later, and maybe reflects my experience. Maybe if I work through my experience, it will, oh, what's the word for it, when exercise it, yeah, exorcise it, yeah, hopefully not exercise it, but exorcise it all, because, you know, that was the idea with this boyfriend who was my Latin and Greek teacher. He wanted me to be a mistress like Lesbia, and I've even forgotten her name now. You know, oh dear. And then there was Turbulus, or whatever his name is, as well. You see, I've even forgotten the names. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Ah. I'll leave you for now. I'm obviously hopeless, really hopeless, but I do remember all the lines, you know, and who is it, Bazir, or, you know, that lake waving. Yeah, I do remember, and all the myths that were part of it, and the chains, and the, yeah, I do remember it all vaguely, but it is very vague at the moment. Oh, do you know, it's going to get me that I can't even remember their names. I'll see you for now. Bye bye.